Hey, everybody, and welcome back for another edition of Rewind to Tape. I'm none other than your friendly neighborhood soda. Sorry, Callahan's soda.
Shut up, Vincent.
Yeah. And as always, I'm joined by the Richard to my Tommy boy here. Ben, how you doing?
Doing well. Looking forward to talking about the sequel. You know what? I'm looking forward to say underrated sequel.
I agree.
This movie is not brought up enough talking about a great sequel.
Mm. And joining us today, a very special guest. We have none other than fellow Canadian Brian Nussbaum. How you doing, my man?
It's great, good. Great talk about my favorite of the series, and also one of my top 5 favorite films of all time.
Oh, right on. Well, then this is going to be quite a discussion. All right, so do you like we normally do? Start off with the plot. Interrupt me, if you please. All right.
Well, why don't we talk about our overall feelings about this movie before we get into the plot?
Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Well, we know
Why don't
Brian.
you-
This is top 5 in his top 5.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah, for me, I love this. This was my favorite. I love how we get into the future, then go back to present day, then goes all the way back to the first film, and also see Biff's point of view of it in the beginning, like seeing his reaction to the flying DeLorean, and then also seeing the future as well, like seeing as well both characters interacting with itself, like seeing Biff being like with old self and 1985 self, even Doc Brown, 1985 and 1955 Doc both interacting.
Yeah, exactly. Like that, those techniques were invented for this movie. They'd never been done like that before.
They had to. I think I saw in the behind the scenes from this one that they had to invent a special camera for
Yep.
that famous dinner room scene.
Yep.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox played all his family members.
Yeah, played most of the family members, and yeah, it's definitely never been done before. I mean, now it's a common occurrence, but back then, that never existed.
So he had to do this for Eddie Murphy to do his shtick.
Pretty much.
I mean, yeah, I think this is a better dinner scene. I mean, the Hercules dinner scene in The Nutty Professor is classic, but come on, it's this, right?
Yeah, this is the better scene, but of course the other one is every guy Hercules, right? So I mean, they're both great for two different reasons. This one's more for the technical and the film aspect of it, while the other one's got the quote.
And who among us didn't want one of those pizza ovens after seeing this movie?
Oh, of course.
And the vibes as well, like see watch you while eating dinner as well.
Mm.
There are a few things in this movie that I'm surprised they actually got right about predicting the future.
Okay. Let's start listing them.
What?
Let's start listing them.
The FaceTime call, more or less. Fingerprint reader, for the house.
That's one of my jobs. That's how we. That was our time card. Was your thumbprint?
What else?
About the 3D films, like how a lot of 3D films are used today.
Mm-hmm. The multi channels on the TV screen.
Yeah.
The never-ending listening portion to a movie. Who else watching this Charles 19 and comes out?
It looks fake.
Yeah, it still looks fake. Yeah, it's true. I mean, we do kind of have hoverboards now, but not in that sense.
Except for tying laces?
Yeah, that's right. They did invent them. Yeah. There's another one. This one's a little bit more obscure because I just realized it. But the Pepsi bottles in the cafe,
Yeah.
they sell water in bottles like that now.
What else?
also celebrities interact like the celebrity video things in the cafe 80s.
Oh, right, yeah, the Nostalgia Cafe. That's right.
Some stuff they got wrong. Flying cars.
Right.
They were a year off about the Cubs winning the World Series.
Yeah, but they still did predict that. And there's also, instant news, which we kind of have on Twitter and all that stuff, right?
Yep.
Control predicted weather change.
Yeah.
Yeah, to a degree.
But, okay, so let me ask you guys this. Was this DeLorean in part 2 your favorite of the 3 DeLoreans?
Well, yeah, I think we all know my answer.
I have it as well. One of my showcases, the DeLorean, the number 2.
I have a love for all of them, but whenever I think DeLorean, I do think partially it's flying.
Same.
Yeah.
See, I think I'm just old school. I did like the old G one the best. Personally.
No, I mean, there's not an invalid argument in this fight. Like, I mean, they're all great. They all have something great about them. The original is the fucking original. Like, the second one's got the ability to fly. The third one's got that the 1950s converter on the thing, and with obviously the train tracks, right?
Yep. Can't wait to talk about that movie next week.
I'm tempted to watch it tonight, but that's
most underrated sequel. I would say of the 3.
See, for me, just as much like when I watch these movies, I don't just watch one; I watch all 3.
Of course, because even though it's not planned as a sequel, one leads into 2 perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. It leads into 2, and yes, you're right. It wasn't originally planned as a sequel. Like when it was first in theaters, the to be continued part was not in there.
Wait, I wonder if that's why they reshot the beginning of it.
Well, they reshot the shoe, so they reshot the opening for the previous film because they brought in the shoe with Prince Collier Wells.
Right.
They did that, and then they also did have to reshoot some things in the 1950s dance.
Yep.
Really?
Well, obviously they had to refilm the kiss because they had to do it from a different angle.
Right.
They actually rebuilt the sets and they redid the dance and tried to get as many people back as possible. And even Michael J. Fox had to redo Johnny B. Good. That's why if you listen carefully, it's a different arrangement. It's got an extra guitar solo at the beginning.
And then we casted George McFly to Jeffrey Wiseman as Crispin Glover.
Right. And forgive me, I might be wrong about this. I know it's a stretch, but I was watching Endgame today. And that whole movie is about a time heist. Couldn't you say Back to the Future Part 2 is a time heist?
Yeah, it does fall in that category because they're trying to retrieve this book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you have the book.
No, the dog.
Oh, the dog. Okay.
Yeah, you know that guy.
I saw it.
This guy.
Hey. That's your little Einstein.
It is. Hi,
yeah.
Annie. Actually, you know what's funny? I started just calling him naturally, Bub.
Bub? I can hear that, Bub.
Yeah. Because he's got this with his ears. He's kind of got this vague Wolverine thing. Right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
You're correct.
Are you thinking about changing his name to Bub?
No. This is my nickname for him.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah.
All right, so do you want to get into the plot, my man?
Yes, of course. And like I said, just interrupt me whenever you feel you need to. Okay, on October 26th, 1985, Dr. Emmett Brown arrives in the DeLorean time machine and persuades Marty McFly and his girlfriend, Jennifer Parker, travel to the future with him and help their future children, with Biff Tannen witnessing their departure. They arrive on October 21st, 2015, where Doc electronically incapacitates Jennifer and leaves her asleep in an alley, explaining that she should not have too much knowledge of future events. He has Marty pose as his own son and look-alike Marty Jr. to refuse an offer to participate in a robbery with Biff's grandson Griff, thus saving Marty Jr. from prison. Marty switches places with Marty Jr. and refuses Griff's offer, but Griff goads Marty into a fight. Sorry, you just grabbed a treat.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Of course, I told you could.
It's not an important moment, but it is kind of an interesting one. You skipped over the first filmed appearance by Elijah Wood.
I'm reading the reading the Wikipedia thing, okay?
I didn't thought it was worth a note.
You're right. This was Elijah Wood's one of his first roles as the little kid at the Lone Gunman arcade game.
He's not a baby toy.
We get it your hands, that's a baby toy.
And he still looks the same. It's true, that guy has never aged.
Just like Paul Rudd.
Yeah, he's basic. He literally is freaking Frodo. Mark,
Who doesn't age more? Who looks the same more, him or Paul Rudd?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I'm going to go Paul Rudd just because we've known Elijah Wood since he was a little kid. So obviously, he's changed the most.
Yeah.
Right, okay, that's fair.
And Paul Rudd has been in the public eye longer because he was
And my God, he still looks the same.
Yeah.
Maybe he looks 2 years older than he did in Friends or in Clueless or in whatnot, but yeah.
No, he's drinking from the fountain of youth or the blood of babies.
You know what I think he is? You know what? I think Evan Kapoma, he jumps into a quantum realm, stays there for a while, and then comes out looking exactly the same. I think that's his secret.
Oh my God. That would be hilarious.
It would.
All right. Marty switches places with Marty Jr. and refuses Griff's offer, but Griff goads Marty into a fight, and a subsequent hoverboard chase ensues. Now, of course, all this is exactly the same. Well, not exactly the same, but
almost.
No, I'd say pretty damn close to being exactly the same as the chase in the first movie.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question. Similar to the DeLorean question, which movie has the best chase? This one?
First. Hands down.
I will say number 2 has Bill's best reactions to old Bill's reactions as it's got some of this feels similar.
Yep.
And plus the his thing like McFly, you know these things don't work on wire. Like
I don't know, man. For me, it's all the 50s aesthetic of the first one. The fact that this was done on a freaking skateboard made of a 1x6. The whole fact that it plays into further attracting Marty's mom by accident, alienating the dad a little bit more. I don't know. I find it plays more into the plot better than the Back to the Future 2 one, which, don't get me wrong, I like it just as much, but if I'm going to pick one, it's the first one.
And then don't forget about the third one, in the Old West.
Yep.
I'm going to talk about
that one.
What?
I can't wait to talk about that one. It's one of my favorite Westerns.
Mine too. Alright, where were you?
His gang are arrested, saving Marty's future children. Before rejoining Doc, Marty purchases an almanac containing the results of major sporting events from 1950 to 2000. Doc discovers it and warns Marty about profiting from time travel. Before Doc can adequately dispose of it, they are interrupted by the police, who have found Jennifer incapacitated and are taking her to her 2015 home. They pursue, as does the elderly Biff, who has overheard their conversation and retrieved the discarded almanac. He's really going to town on that bone.
Oh, I thought you meant Biff.
No, yeah. No, that's correct. That's rough. No, he's got a bone that's like this big, so it's big enough for him to like drag around the apartment. And he's just wasting his energy on it. Thank God.
Yeah.
Jennifer wakes up in her 2015 home and hides from the McFly family. She overhears that her future self's life with Marty is not what she expected due to his involvement in an automobile accident. She witnesses Marty being goaded by his coworker, Douglas Needles, into a shady business deal, resulting in Marty's firing. Jennifer tries to escape the house, but faints after she encounters her 2015 self. While Marty and Doc attend to her, Biff steals the time machine to give the almanac to his younger self, then returns to 2015. Marty, Doc, and an unconscious Jennifer return to 1985, unaware of Biff's actions, and they leave Jennifer on her own front porch.
Now, do you think they should have waited though for her to wake up, or do you think they made the right call?
I think they made the right call. I
agree.
Well, because I mean, then they would have added in that damsel in distress thing, and this movie doesn't need that.
Okay, that's acting. Just like they never there until the end of the third one. So like,
yeah, I do wish with somebody of Elizabeth Shue's caliber, I wish she was given more. But I mean, like I said, would have just felt like a damsel in distress as well.
I also have to wonder how close they were to filming when they finally got to him. Because I feel like if they knew they got Elizabeth Shue, I feel like they would have beefed up that plot a little. Maybe I'm wrong.
Have a little fun fact: the guy who plays Terry in Fast and Furious Part 2, guess who's played by Charles Fleischer?
Yep.
Roger Rabbit himself.
Roger Rabbit. Yep. Yeah, because he's got the connection to Robert Zemeckis.
Yeah.
Okay, the 1985 they returned to has changed dramatically, with Biff now one of the wealthiest and most corrupt men in the world. They basically predicted the American Trump. Yes, they predicted Trump somehow.
You know, everyone makes that comparison. I personally don't see it.
Really? Read more into Trump, then you'll see it. And I'm not talking President Trump. I'm talking like Trump Tower Trump.
Okay. All right.
It's scary.
I love the video they play for the museum though. How the whole history of like his ancestors and like I love the Marty reaction to it after realizing he married Lorraine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he followed the Trump-like path. It's uncanny. And I guess in 1989, Trump too was a big deal. Like, I mean, not as big a pop culture deal, but I mean, he was still a big deal.
Right.
Ugh, I hate that guy. The 1985 they returned to has changed dramatically, with Biff now one of the wealthiest and most corrupt men in the country. He has turned Hill Valley into a chaotic dystopia, secretly killed Marty's father, George, in 1973, and forced Marty's mother, Lorraine, to marry him. Doc has also been committed to a mental hospital. Doc deduces that the 2015 Biff took the time machine to give his younger self the almanac, and Marty learns from the alternate 1985 Biff that he received it on November 12, 1955. Biff tries to kill Marty, but Marty flees and travels to 1955 with Doc. I love the line here where it's like, Doc, you're not going to believe where we got to go. Where? 1955. I don't believe it.
How about the scene when Marty jumps off the building, Biff goes like that, and he goes to look and then gets bumped in the head by the DeLorean.
Oh yeah,
knocked right out with the door. It's awesome.
I agree.
That was a really cool scene.
Yeah. I was a little on the inebriated side when I was watching this last night, so I was able to think. And when he's running from the goons, he runs down the stairs and then he hops in the other stairwell. He could actually have run up to where he ended up going, the roof, and still had time to close the door before the goons walked by. Could have avoided that whole thing.
Yeah, but they didn't take away the drama, man. You need drama in the movie.
I
You
know.
need tension. You need the mystery. I
I
don't know
know.
what the fuck I'm talking about.
It was, the Goonies are fucking stupid, but
Well, I mean, you have Billy Zane. You don't remember Billy Zane. He's a cool dude.
yeah, Billy Zane and Casey Seismenko is what is the guy.
Personally?
No, he was in Young Guns.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in Young Guns. Did a few movies. I think he was also in Stand by Me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was a good actor. Marty secretly follows the 1955 Biff and watches him receive the almanac from his 2015 self. Marty then follows him to the high school dance, being careful to avoid interrupting the events from his previous visit. After several fruitless attempts, Marty finally gets the almanac, leaving Biff to crash into a manure truck. Marty burns the almanac, nullifying the changes to the timeline that it had caused, as Doc hovers above in a time machine. Before Marty can join him, the DeLorean is struck by lightning and disappears. A Western Union courier arrives immediately after and delivers a 70-year-old letter to Marty, played by the great Joe Flaherty, who you guys know in Happy Gilmore is the guy that goes, "Jackass!"
Yeah. I mean, about being accurate, you know, who that guy played.
I know who that guy is. Like, he's Count Floyd, for those who've seen SCTV.
And I believe, wasn't he the dad in Freaking Geek?
I was just thinking about that and wondering the same thing. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He was also one of the villains in the Sesame film Fire That Bird, as well as the circus owners.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, great character actor. Great character actor. Very funny. Marty, before Marty can Union Courier arrives immediately after and delivers a 70-year-old letter to Marty. It is from Doc, who explains that the lightning strike transported him back to 1885. Marty races back into town to find the 1955 Doc, who had just finished helping Marty return to 1985. Shocked by Marty's sudden reappearance, Doc faints. Another thing I was wondering, why didn't he ask the guy for a ride?
Yeah. To create tension.
Yeah, the great intention, man. Because him running to Doc, how exciting is that moment?
No, I agree that part, but it's just like, she done, hey, can I have a ride? And then you could still done that. Like, man, we dropped him off a couple blocks away or whatever, but this is one of those, you must like the rain. Or maybe just so excited. Probably
he probably, like you said, he was excited. He probably wasn't thinking clearly.
Yeah.
You know, like when you're on a mission and you want to get it done, everything else goes to the wayside.
Yeah, no, you're right. I've done that at work a lot of times.
I'm kind of doing that right now. Anyway.
Hey. Ouch.
No.
I'm kidding.
Off camera stuff.
Okay, enough said on that. All right, so Ben, you want to take away the discussion?
I mean, what do you mean taking away? Like,
I take the lead.
Oh yeah, these movies are fun, man. I mean, from the future to the past, to the present to the past. I love seeing the first movie in this movie. I love the darker tones. This movie, taking the first movie, elevates it, but at the same time pays homage to the first movie. It really is a lot like the Empire Strikes Back to the first Back to the Future, to the New Hope. I mean, I don't know why everyone complains about this movie.
I think it's partially because it's too different than the first one.
And you're going to say the same thing about Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
People think it's like a rehash of it sometimes. Some people might think it's a rehash of the first film.
It's true. There are definitely scenes that are like the aforementioned skateboard chase.
But couldn't you say that they're paying homage to the first one?
Well, yeah, that's the intent. That's what they were going for. But
I mean,
people are seeing it.
I'm having to bring this up, but it's not the Hangover 2, the first Hangover.
Oh, The Hangover 2 is a movie I despise.
Not a good sequel.
It's that is remaking the first one, but taking what was funny and throwing it out the window.
Yeah, wow. We need to talk about this.
I think some of the jokes are just done for being gross for gross sake. I think they went too far in some things. Just I only saw it the one time, and that's the feeling I get left with that when I saw it in Peters.
We're going to have to talk about this when we cover the Hangover.
Agreed.
And
Yeah.
yes, we're going to cover the
3 kind of redeemed itself.
what?
3 kind of redeemed itself. I liked parts of 3.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love the freeway part in 3 with the giraffe.
Oh my god, that and the scene in the house when he's getting yelled at by the dad and he's got the headphones on listening to My Life by Billy Joel and the dad has the heart attack. And Melissa McCarthy as the girl he falls in love with.
And don't forget about the great John Goodman in that movie.
That's right. That's right. It's been a while since I've seen that one as well.
Good movie. Anyway, back to the future part 2. What are you guys' favorite parts of this movie?
Favorite parts for me, seeing some of the scenes for the first film come back, some of the memorable lines, ooh la la, and love reminiscing about it. See most of it come back. Christopher Lloyd's the ending of it. Christopher Lloyd's reaction to seeing feature Marty. And that's pretty much it for me for what I love most about it.
For me, it seems like when he's in the principal's office and he gets his hand caught between the desk and the chair, he's just like eating his hat, like trying not to scream. I love that.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Forgive me, I might be totally off base. That kind of reminds me of the nail in Home Alone Part 2 when Mom slips on it.
Yes, if Marty could have screamed, it probably wouldn't have screamed like that. Scared the shit out of Strickland.
Somebody would have given him a heart attack. Kind of like the general in Tigers and Fame Part 3.
Oh my god, yeah. The one kill that Chucky doesn't get to finish. Oh god.
I think that's my favorite kill in the whole Chucky franchise.
Really?
Yeah, so funny to me.
I don't know. John Ritter's is pretty good.
Okay. Yeah.
We're deviating again. But yeah, no, so for me, it seems like that one. Obviously, the dinner scene, just because of how technically great it is. I love just all the 1955 stuff, seeing events from a different angle. Like I think that doing that is pretty unique. Viewing the first movie through a new lens.
Well, I mean, it's so good that movies paying homage to it going forward. Look at Endgame with the Training Trail of Adventures.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I agree.
Okay, let me ask you this. In 2015, the alternate 1985 or 1955, what's your favorite era in this movie?
That's tough. That's tough because they're both great for vastly different reasons.
Well, all three.
Oh well, yeah, no, that's right, all three. Probably just because it's the most fun, I would lean towards 2015.
I agree with that.
But I love 1955.
Yeah, for me, I would go 55, 15, 85 alternate.
I would go 15, 55, and 1855.
That's unfair. I love them all, though. That's unfair to rank, but I would probably go 2015 in this one, 1955 and 1985 as well.
Yeah. I like how all of those are different.
Another thing
Is there any?
I mentioned was I also love the interactions between two, like both dogs interacting with each other. That scene.
Yeah.
Also
Hey,
seeing
can you pass me the 5/8 crescent wrench? Don't you mean 3/4?
yep, and also the young and old Biff interacting with each other as well back in 1955. I actually love that scene.
Okay, can I want to ask you guys something, and I still don't get what it is and what's the purpose. Well, I think I know the purpose of it. But when they're in 2015, Doc peels off that skin layer thing. What is that?
I can tell you why they did it.
They didn't get Christopher Lloyd to look like Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But basically, I guess it was kind of like, I don't know. I guess it was kind of like a special effects makeup type thing. Like I don't know.
I didn't want to know what the in story thing for it. They never did a really good job explaining.
He went in for blood transfusion and then decided to just get the full overhaul. So basically, just to make him look younger, it's plastic surgery.
Oh yeah, okay. And I never really, I never understood what it was in universe, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it appears to be a form of plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Boy, they didn't work on that character.
Oh yeah.
Is there any final thoughts you guys want to bring up?
Yeah, like everything we've said in this episode, basically, it is a very underrated sequel that gets too much hate. It's just as fun. You get to see great versions of characters. Like I said, we get the evil, nasty, megalomaniacal Biff. We get to see for the first time ever a movie within a movie, a movie looking back on its first movie from a different perspective. Just so many great things, and for a movie that, for like you said, I think it was you that did say it earlier, Ben. For a movie that wasn't meant to have a sequel, the sequels fit seamlessly into the first one. They could have done it with this one.
I'm guessing you have. You seen the behind the scenes footage?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've watched them quite a few times.
Hey, Robert Zemeckis, the first director to control the audience by saying the hovercrafts were real?
No, I don't think so.
There's one thing I forgot to mention as well. At the end, this is his first film ever to show a trailer for his next film at the end of this movie.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure if there are any movies before that that's been filmed back to back like that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this is the first one of its kind. Well, how back to back were they? I mean, were they literally back to back?
When you're
Yeah,
after.
Zemeckis would film in where they were doing the Western stuff, and then he'd fly back to edit, to be in the editing bay.
You know, it was kind of like Lord of the Rings in that.
Yeah, like Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, they only came out like 6 months apart, right?
Something like that, yeah. Like, late 1989 and early 1990, yeah.
It was kind of like The Matrix 2 and 3.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, no, this one was November 22nd, 1989 is when this one was released.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 2.5.
Yeah, I just turned 2.
I wasn't born yet when it came out for this one.
Oh, when were you born?
97.
Oh, wow, you're a youngin'. You're 10 years younger than me.
Yep.
Actually, 10 years younger than the both of us. We're the same age.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I feel old.
Yep, me too.
Alright, should we wrap up and get out of here?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's go watch Back to the Future Part 3.
Alright, Brian, why don't you go first? Why don't you tell everyone where they can find you, my man?
Sure, you can find me I do trivia most of the time. Part of like a network for Disney Pixar trivia. I'm going to be on Jordan's show Sunday with Ben, top 64 TV characters of all time, and also something like Ranker with Malcolm, and pretty much anywhere else.
Right on. Ben, what about you?
You guys can find me over at my YouTube channel, The Multiverse of Geekdom, every Monday on Dissecting Smalldown, every Tuesday on Jedi Academy, every Friday on The Weekly Geekdom, every Sunday night on Unwind with Ben. Right now we're at 37 subscribers. I want to get to 100 subscribers by the end of July. So please go over there and subscribe. You can also find me every Thursday here on Rerun That Tape and every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. right on Northern Countdown.
Yeah, that sounds like all of them.
Forgive me, I have a lot going on right now.
Yeah, no, I remember those days. That was me last year. But as for myself, you can find me on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me on all the shows that Ben has mentioned here, as well as the Squared Slice, where last night myself, my co-host Dustin Dubuque, and our guest Ryan Cruz, we did a tier ranking list on what we thought were the greatest finishers in wrestling history. Primarily, they were WWE, soon based off of another tier list. And then, of course, Saturdays, you can also find me on the Dropkicks over in the Let's Get Ready Network, where myself and my co-host Dagan Estrad, we discuss the week in professional wrestling. So on behalf of myself, Ben, and our special guest, Brian, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next week as we rewind the tape on Back to the Future Part 3. Have a good evening, folks.